All right, today we'll be looking at how to calculate for range and mean deviation from frequency distribution table when group data is given. When we say a group data, normally group data, they normally have class intervals. So we have 5 to 9, which is 4, 10 to 14, which is 5, 15 to 19, which is 12, 20 to 24, which is 6, 25 to 29, which is 7, 30 to 34, which is 4, 35 to 39, which is 2. So we have our data here, and we have been asked to calculate correct to one decimal place the range of the distribution, the mean deviation of the distribution. All right, so let us look at how we can calculate for our range. All right, anytime you have been asked to find the range when group data is given with class intervals, you first of all subtract the lower class limit, that is the starting number here, from the ending number here, which is the upper class limit. So that is what we have here. Range is equal to 39 minus 5, which gives us 34. So this is how we can find the range. All right, let us move on to how we can find the mean deviation of the distribution. First of all, we need to know the formula for mean deviation. And we say mean deviation is equal to summation of f multiplying absolute value of x minus the mean, all over summation of f. So all students must know this formula to find for mean deviation. But the mean here is given as summation of f of x all over summation of f. All right, so with this formula, we need to construct our table so that we can get the numbers and fix into the formula. So first of all, we have our score here, and that is what we have here in the table. Second, we have our frequency, and that is what we also have in the table. The second thing that need to come is we need to find our x. And how can we get our x? We need to get it from the class interval. All right, so the x in the table will be what we call our midpoint, and followed by our f times x, then followed by x minus the mean, which is the absolute value. And the last part should be f multiplying x minus the absolute value, as we can see it here. So let's see how we can get our values next. All right. So first of all, we need to get our midpoint. How do we get a midpoint? First of all, we go to our class interval. We add the 5 to the 9, then we divide it by 2, and that will give us 7. You do the same thing here. 10 plus 14 divided by 2 will give you this. 15 plus 19 divided by 2 will give you this. 20 plus 24 divided by 2 will give you this. 25 plus 29 divided by 2 will give you this. 30 plus 34 by 2 divided by 2 will give you this. 35 plus 39 divided by 2 will give you this. So the midpoint is obtained by adding the lower class limit plus the upper class limit. Then you divide it by 2 to get your midpoint. So that is how we get this. Now we need to get f of x, which means f multiplying the x. That is f multiplying the midpoint. So we use our frequency times our midpoint. We have this times this, 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 we have this. 4 times 32, we have 128. 2 times 37, we have 74. All right. The next thing is we need to find the absolute value of x minus the mean. And before we can get any value here, we need first of all to calculate for our mean, which is the summation of f of x over summation of f. So we need to sum the whole of f. We need to sum the whole of f, which is summation of f. And when we sum it, that will give us 50. All right. When we sum everything here, we'll get 50. We also need to sum the whole of f times x. And when we sum everything, we'll get 1035. Then we calculate for our mean, which is 1035 divided by 50. And that will give us 20.7. All right, so after we getting our mean to be 20.7, then we can now find our x minus the mean, the absolute value. The absolute value means Anytime we obtain a negative number, we write it as positive because we don't record absolute value in a negative form. So here we have the x, which is the x here, which is the 7 here, minus the mean that we saw, which is 20.7. So we have 7 minus 20.7. And automatically we are going to get negative 13.7. But because of the bar we have here, we write the positive form of it. So that will give us 13.7. The same, which is 12 minus our mean that we calculate, 20.7. That will also give us a negative, but we record only the positive value, which is 8.7. We do the same thing, 17 minus our mean, that would be 3.7. 22 minus our mean, 1.3. 27 minus our mean, 6.3. 32 minus the mean that we saw, 11.3. And 37 minus our mean will give us 16.3. All right, so now that we get our absolute value of x minus the mean, we need to get our f times our absolute value. So how do we do it? We take our frequency, which is 4 times this, it will give us this. 5 times this, it will give us this. 12 times this, it will give us this. 16 times this will give us this. 7 times this, we'll have this. 4 times this, we'll get this. 2 times this, we'll get this. All right. So this is how we get our frequency multiplying the absolute value, which is x minus the mean. All right, from our formula of the mean deviation, we need to sum all of f multiplying our absolute value. So first of all, we sum everything here, this plus this plus this plus this plus this plus this plus this. And when we sum everything, that gives us 285.4. Again, according to the formula, we need to sum the whole of f, that is summation of f. We sum everything here, and that gives us 50. So with our formula, summation of frequency multiplying x minus the mean, all divided by summation of f, we fix it, we divide, and that will give us 5.7 as stated to 1 decimal place. So this is how we can calculate for mean, deviation, and range from frequency distribution table, and basically from group data. Thank you.